Hello children, welcome to the English class. Today we will be discussing chapter 3, The Little Girl, from the textbook in English for class 9. Enjoy your class. The title of the story is the main character, the little girl. Her name is Kezia. The theme of the story is the relationship between a child and his parent. The author, Catherine Mansfield, tries to portray that the children share a bond of love with their parents. When they are small, their parents are very strict with them. Many of their actions are unjustified. But as they grow up, they know that it was only for their benefit that parents were strict with them. This special bond among the parent and the child is highlighted in this story. Now, let us read the story. Do you feel you know your parents better now than when you were much younger? Perhaps you now understand the reasons for some of their actions that used to upset you earlier. When we are very small, we do not know why our parents are very strict with us. There is no explanation for their strictness. When we become mature, we realize why our parents were being very strict, and then we understand it was only because of love. It was only for our betterment. Dear children, you can also relate to this. You will be able to understand your parents better now than when you were younger. The story about a little girl whose feelings are for her father change from fear to understanding will probably find an echo in every home. What do you mean by will probably find an echo in every home? It means that all the children will feel in the same way. So you can also relate to the feeling of the little girl Kezia. Now let us begin to read the story. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared and avoided. A figure to be feared means a person to be feared. And who is the figure to be feared here? Yes, it is the little girl's father. So he refers to the Kezia's father, and the little girl is the Kezia. So the opening line of the story indicates the fear Kezia has towards her father. And because she is afraid of her father, she tries to avoid him. She tries to stay away from him. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with, "Goodbye, father." So every morning before her father used to go to work, he used to come to her room and give her a kiss, for which she would respond with a goodbye. This action of Kezia's father indicates his love for the daughter. And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter down the road. The carriage is a kind of a horse cart which was a means of transport in that place. It was a conveyance used in the olden times. The glad sense of relief means how happy she was to know that her father is away. Fainter and fainter means lesser or to a reduced extent. This shows the fear she had towards her father, and the fainting sound of the carriage made her feel relaxed. She was so happy that she did not be fearful again. She would feel relieved that her father had left her. Why would she have a feeling of relief? Because her father had left and she can be happy. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall. Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet? Mother, go and see if my paper's out there and bring me my slippers. In the evening, her father came home and she'll be standing near the staircase and she would hear her loud voice. This loud voice also made her fearful, and she would hear the commands like, bring my tea into the drawing room, hasn't the paper come yet? And seeing all these things made her go hide somewhere. Kezia, mother would call to her, if you're a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. Here you can see the mother is asking Kezia to come down and take off her father's boots. Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. Slip down means come down quietly and unwillingly. Why is she unwilling to come down? Because of her fear for her father. She don't want to face him. That's why she is taking it longer time to come down the stairs, still longer time to go across the hall and open the door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. Dear children, just imagine this. Kezia's father is sitting in the drawing room, wearing the spectacles and looking over them in a way so that is terrifying poor Kezia. The way he looked at her made her feel that she had committed a mistake. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? As Kezia was afraid, she was reluctant to do anything. So her father urges her, Kezia, hurry up, take these shoes off and take them outside, and asks her a question. Have you been a good girl today? Kezia replied, I don't know, father. Why is she stammering? Because she's not confident. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. To stutter means to stammer or to speak with pauses. Kezia's father is trying to copy her and also tells her that if she is doing like this, if she is stuttering like this, then mother will have to take her to the doctor. Here the writer says she never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Given it up means stopped doing it. Trying so hard is to make an effort. Here the author says that she has never stuttered with other people. She had never had a stammering problem, but only with her father, because she was trying so hard to say the words properly, she had stammering. What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Wretched about means unhappy or sad. On the brink of suicide means about to commit suicide. And here you can see the father asking the mother, why have you taught her to look like this? And he's asking Kezia to carry his teacup back to the table carefully. He was so big, his hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. This is a vision Kezia has for her father. She sees him as a giant and she's so afraid of him. And the writer says she also felt that his hands, his mouth, all felt so big, especially when he yawned. He looked like a monster to her. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. So every Sunday in the afternoons, her grandmother sent down her to the drawing room to have a talk with her father and mother. She was supposed to behave properly and talk to them in a dignified manner. It was a formal get-together for them. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. When it was time for having a formal conversation, she found her parents busy. Her mother was reading, her father was sleeping and snoring on the sofa. So she felt neglected and alone. Poor Kezia had this image of her parents in her mind. They did not talk to her, they didn't spend time with her. There was no quality time together for them. So, dear parents, you should spend quality time with your children rather than pampering them with gifts and expensive toys. You have to give the gift of your time to them. She sat on a stool, gravely watched him until he woke and stretched, and asked the time. Then looked at her. Gravely means seriously. Kezia was there. She could see her father sleeping. All the afternoon, Kezia would sit on a stool and watch her father sleep. And when he woke up and stretched and asked the time, after that he looked at her. Don't stare so, Kezia. You look like a little brown owl. Here you can see Kezia's father is comparing her to a little brown owl. He says that Kezia was staring at him like an owl does. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pin cushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. One day, she was having cold, so she was not allowed to go outside. Her grandmother suggested her that since she can't go out and play and her father's birthday is coming up, so she could make him a gift with a beautiful piece of yellow silk. With that, she could make a pin cushion for him. What was the grandmother's suggestion? Yes, she wanted her to make a pin cushion out of a piece of yellow silk. Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched 3 sides. Laboriously means with a lot of effort or difficulty. So, Kezia, taking a lot of effort, using a double cotton, that is a thread, she stitched 3 sides. But what to fill it with? That was the question. The grandmother was out in the garden and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. Wandered into means went into by chance. Scraps means small piece of cloth or paper that are not needed. Here you can find Kezia stitching up all the 3 sides for the pin cushion. She was searching for the things to fill it up with. She was searching for her grandmother, but she was out in the garden. She couldn't talk to her. Then she went inside her mother's bedroom looking for scraps, bits of paper or cloth, but she couldn't find any. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case. Then sewed up the 4th side. You can see Kezia was confused as to what to fill inside the bag she has made for the pin cushion. She found out that there are some sheets of fine paper and it was there on her mother's table, bed table. So she took them, she tore them into tiny pieces and stuffed her case. Beautifully she stuffed it inside and then sewed up the 4th side. Kezia is a little girl. She does not know many things. So she finds some paper on the bedside. Unknowingly, she tears them up and fills her pincushion pouch. That night, there was a hue and cry in the house. Hue and cry means angry protest. Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Dear children, you can relate to this. You will do something unknowingly, but it ends up as a big mischief. It is not your fault. It is your ignorance that has made you to do it. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. Father's speech was missing, so they were searching everywhere. Every room in the house was being searched. The servants were questioned as they have done something with the paper there. And finally, the mother came into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on a table in our room? Finally, coming to Kezia's room, her mother asked her, have you seen some papers on the table? Oh, yes, she said. I told them up for my surprise. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Here we can see Kezia is an innocent girl. She did not want to hurt. It was a surprise gift for her father. So, sincerely, she tells her mother that she's found some papers and she has torn it up and stuffed it inside her gift. Kezia's mother is furious knowing that she has torn the speech, and she orders Kezia to come down to the dining room. And she was dragged down to where father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his back. Here you can see Kezia's father is under a lot of tension. His important documents are lost. Kezia has torn it into pieces, and now Kezia has to face the father. Damn thing means to express anger at something. Now, why is Kezia's father referring to that thing, the cushion she has made, as a damn thing? Because Kezia has torn the paper and stuffed it inside that. Kezia's father is so angry that he stares at her and asks her, did you do that? The moment he asks, she starts stammering again. No, she is whispering. Then Kezia's father orders her mother to go to her room and fetch the cushion and make the child to sleep. Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room, watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Poor Kezia wanted to explain that she didn't mean any harm to her father. She just wanted to make him a surprise birthday gift. Shadowed room here means dark room. As it was dark, there was no light. There was light outside the room, and it was making shadows into her room. Sad little pattern on the floor means the atmosphere in the room. It was very sad. Now she felt very sad. She was happy preparing a surprise gift for her father, but it has ended up in a disaster unknowingly. Same way, you children also do something. Your intention will be good, but the end result won't be that nice. Then, father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. For Kezia, it was punishment time. She is going to be punished for the act she has done. I'm going to beat you for this, he said. Oh, no, she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. Bedclothes refers to the cloth or bed sheet which we use to cover us when we are asleep. It is a cloth which we are using to cover ourselves up. Kezia's father is so angry that he says that he is going to beat her with a ruler. So sad. Poor Kezia was so scared that she tries to hide under the bed. He pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. Now we know why Kezia's father is going to punish her. She should learn a lesson that she should not touch anything that doesn't belong to her. She is a small child, so she doesn't know what is important, what is not important. So her father wants to teach her a lesson not to touch anything which doesn't belong to her. Kezia's father doesn't want to harm her, but he wants her to know in future she should not be touching the unwanted things. But it was for your birthday. Here you can see Kezia trying to explain to her father that it was a birthday gift for him. She's trying to please him by saying that I was just preparing a birthday gift for you. I needed papers for that, so I just tore some papers and stuffed it with. But Kezia's father did not listen to the excuse. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Poor Kezia got spanked on her hands. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. Clung means to attach yourself to something. Kezia was afraid she had got beaten up, and hours later her grandmother tried to pacify her, wrapped her in a shawl, and rocked her in the rocking chair, and she nicely clung to her soft body. Kezia said, "What did God make fathers for?" She sobbed. Kezia is still sad that her father had beaten her up, and so she is asking her grandmother why God has made fathers. She hated her father. She was innocent. She didn't know. Unknowingly only she has torn the papers. She didn't know it was important papers. So she is so sad why God has made the fathers. Here is a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose. Go to sleep, pet. You'll forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. Kezia's grandmother is trying to comfort her. You just blow your nose, you just sleep, and morning everything will be fine. But Kezia is not pacified. She says, I tried to explain myself to father that I was just making a gift for him. It was a surprise. I didn't get the papers. I didn't get anything to stuff it inside. So I took the papers which are there on the table. But he was so upset he wouldn't even listen to me. She is so innocent, she is unable to understand why her father has beaten her. But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. Kezia's grandmother had comforted her, saying that just go to sleep, my dear. Morning you'll forget everything. But that was not the case with the Kezia. But Kezia never forgot the beating she got. Whenever she saw her father coming near her, she would put her hands behind her back, thinking that if he sees her hands, she may get spanked again. Whenever she saw her father, cheeks were flushed because she was so tensed. The McDonalds lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. The father, with the baby Mao on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging onto his coat pockets, ran round and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him, and he tried to catch them, laughing all the time. Children, now there is a neighbor to the Kezia's family, the McDonalds. There were 5 children in that, and they had a nice time. They had a great time playing in the evenings. They used to play a game called tag. Tag, children, is a children's game of catching one another, like you guys play catch and catch. The father with the baby Mao, the baby was there on his shoulders, and the little girls, 2 girls, were hanging onto his coat pockets, and they would run round the flower beds and they'll be laughing all the time. Poor Kezia, through a gap in the fence, used to see them, and she used to wonder how happy, what a family they had, how nice his father was. Kezia could see the attachment of the children towards MacDonald, their father. They were so loving and they were so careless and they were so casual with the father. So Kezia felt deep agony within her. Kezia also wanted to have such fun with her father, and she missed this very much. One day it so happened that the boys turned the hose, opened the water tap, and they tried to make him wet. But instead of getting angry, he started playing with them, laughing at them, and trying to catch them in their act. It looked very strange to our little girl Kezia because her father was so different from McDonald's. Then it was she decided there were different sorts of fathers. When she saw MacDonald, she decided that there are different kinds of father. He was so different from her father. He was so kind-hearted and loving, and they used to play with their children. It was then she knew that God had created different sorts of fathers. Suddenly, one day, mother became ill, and she and grandmother went to hospital. One day when Kezia's mother became ill, she was taken to the hospital. Grandmother went along with her. So, Kezia was left all alone in the house. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice the cook. That was all right in the daytime. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. Kezia was left all alone with the cook called Alice. It was all right during the daytime, she didn't mind it. But as the night fell, she was afraid. What will I do if I have a nightmare? She asked. I often have nightmares, and then Granny takes me into her bed. I can't stay in the dark. It all gets whispery. Nightmare means a bad dream. So Kezia asked her Alice, what will I do if I get a nightmare? When Granny was there, it was not a problem because she used to take me into her bed. And I can't stay in the dark, and it will become all whispery, kind of creepy, and it makes me so afraid. You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, pulling off her socks. And don't you scream and wake up your poor pa. Kezia's father was sleeping in the other room, so Alice tells her to sleep quietly and not to scream and wake up your poor father. Alice reminds her that her father is sleeping next room and she should not wake him up by her screams. But poor Kezia was helpless. The same old nightmare came. The butcher with a knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile, while she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, Grandma, Grandma. She woke, shivering to see father beside her bed, a candle in his hand. This was a nightmare Kezia had often. She would see a butcher coming up with a knife and a rope, and it came near her, and it was smiling a dreadful smile, and she couldn't move but only cry, Grandma, Grandma. A butcher is a person who cuts animals and cuts meat, and this butcher would be chasing her, and she will be so frightened that she wants to run away. When Kezia woke up, she was shivering and she saw her father standing near her with a candle in his hand. What's the matter? He said. Kezia's father had heard her scream. He had heard her calling for her grandmother, and he had come to see what has happened. He had come to help her. So he asks her, what is the matter? So Kezia replied, Oh, a butcher, a knife. I want Granny. He blew out the candle, bent down, and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away the paper, then carefully tucked up the child. Tucked up means to cover up nicely in bed. He lay down beside her, half asleep still, with the butcher's smile all about her, it seemed. She crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arm, held tightly to her shirt. Kezia says there is a butcher, there is a knife, and she wants to see her granny. She is so terrified that she is able to see the butcher still. Now the father will blow out the candle and he will bend down and carry her in his arms and take her to his big bedroom. There was a newspaper on the bed. He will put away the paper, then carefully make her to sleep beside her. He lay down beside her, and as Kezia was trying to sleep, she was able to see the butcher's smile again, and she crept close to her father. She snuggled her head under his arm and she gripped her shirt tightly. Then the dark did not matter. She lay still. "Here, rub your feet against my feet and get them warm," said father. When Kezia was near her father, when she was snuggling to him, snuggled means moved into a warm, comfortable position close to another person. She could feel her father near her, so she was not afraid of the dark anymore. She stayed still, she was comfortable, she was relaxed, and she felt a little bit cold. Then her father told her, "You just rub your feet against my legs so that you will become warmer." Tired out, he slept before the little girl. Poor father, he was very tired from work, so he slept off before the child could sleep. A funny feeling came over her. Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. She felt sorry for her father. He was so big, but she had no one to take care of him because Granny was not there, her mother was not there. He was harder than grandmother. He was harder to touch than the grandmother, but it was a nice hardness. Now she started enjoying her father's presence. And every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. MacDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writings. She stirred suddenly and sighed. She used to always admire Mr. MacDonald, who was a neighbor, but now, having felt the warmth of her father, she knows that he is working too hard for the family. He is so tired and he has to work so hard, so he can't play like Mr. MacDonald is able to play with his children. His beautiful writings, she had torn it up, she had messed it up, but still it was her father. "What's the matter?" asked her father. "Another dream?" So, seeing her stirring, her father wakes up and asks her, "Don't be afraid. Did you have another dream? Don't be afraid. I'm here for you." "Oh," said the little girl, "my head's on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear." And she'll say, "Oh, my dear dad, you are having a big heart. My head is on your heart, so I can hear it going. I can hear your heartbeats. And I understand now that you have got a very big heart. And you are my dear, dear father." Initially, we can see Kezia is afraid of her father, but at the end of the story, Kezia is complimenting her father, saying to him that he has got a very big heart. And here we can see Kezia reciprocating her father's love.